Hi guys, welcome back, and in this video I will show you how to spot a large candlesticks. So the approach is obvious, I would say. Basically, if you open any chart, what is a large candlestick? So a large candlestick is a candlestick that is larger than the average one. So when you look at a chart, you can see them or you can spot them without any issues. So for example, this one, this one, this one. Okay, so this is very simple. And now I will show you a way of how you can spot them automatically without having to look for them. Okay, so so I will go to the MT5 editor right here, and this approach works for experts, advisors, and indicators as well. So you can select like the folder that you want. I will go into my experts advisor, into my YouTube's folder, and here I will create a new file called elephant candlestick. Okay, so this is all I need for now. And when I click on submit, you can see the initial state of my code right here. So this approach will be a little bit different, and I think that you haven't seen this particular approach in any other videos that I've done. So this might be very, very, very interesting. Okay, so what I will do is that as the first thing, I will import one class that I will need during this video, and that is the statistics class that you can use in MQL5. So I will type include, and now it's math/stat/normal, I think, .mqh. If I compile the code, so this is how you import the class. And now basically, thanks to this class, I can use functions like standards deviation, mean of an array, correlation, and a bunch of other statistical functions. So this is very useful to me. And what I will do is that I will create a new function of type, let's say void. Okay, so type of void. So the function won't return any value, and the name of the function will be something like elephant spot algo. Okay, so this is be like our algorithm for spotting the large candlesticks. So now I will explain the approach that I will be using, and right after that I will code it. So let's go back, and let's pretend that this is the chart that we are using. And basically we can scroll back into the history. Okay, so like this is all the data that is available for us. And when we are talking about what's the average size of the candlestick, what we have to do is that we have to check all of these historical candlesticks, measure their length, and then make an average out of all of these candlesticks. And that's exactly what I will be doing. So here the first thing I need to know is how many candlesticks can I use. So I will create a variable called available bars, and I will assign its value to the I bars for the current symbol and current period. So this will return a number of available candlesticks that I can use. Okay, and then what I have to do is to create an array of type double. So double, and let's say let's call it length array. Okay, and now we will resize the array. So array, new size will be available bars, size 0. Okay, so this should work. Okay, so in this array, or we will be using this array as a storage for all of these historical bars. Okay, so this is what I will be using it for. And now the next step is to create a for loop in which I will be looping through all of those available candlesticks. So yeah, so let's do that. So integer x is equal to available bars. So I will start at like the last bar and I will move forward to the present time. So x is larger or equal to 0 and and I will decrease the x with each iteration. And now what I have to do is to obtain. Okay, so now you have two options. Okay, basically in this state you have two options. So what I will be doing is that for each of the candlesticks I have to measure the distance. And the first approach is to measure the distance from open to close. Okay, so in this approach I don't measure the wicks as well. And the second approach is to measure from high to low. And in this case I do measure the wicks. Okay, so that's where you have to decide. I will do it for highs and lows. So double high is equal to I high for symbol period current, and now the shift will be equal to the x integer, and I will do the same for the low. I low symbol period and x as a shift parameter. And now what I have to do is to create a new double called distance, and this is simple. It's basically high minus low, and just for us to get it in points I will divide this by the point variable. Okay, and then what I have to do is to assign the value to the array. Now I'm just thinking about what will go in there. Okay, what I will do here is that I won't be using this, and I will make this array dynamic. So basically I start at 0, and with each iteration I will resize the array. So array resize length array. Now I will increase the size of the array by 1, reserve size 0, and then what I can do is that I can dynamically assign values. Okay, so this will be useful, and then I will assign the distance value right here, and this is all I need. So when we are done with our for loop, then I can calculate the mean, so the average length. That I can do it like this. So math mean function, and I need to input the length array as the parameter, and also I will get the deviation. Okay, and that's math standard deviation for length array. So this is all the information I need, and then what I can do is that I can say something like comment out average length is mean plus standard deviation is plus deviation. Okay, and this is all I need to do basically. So when I take this function and I display, or I use it on this init function, so elephant spot algorithm, I compile this, then I go to my MT5, and I find my right here, click on OK. Will it work or not? So there's a lot of candlesticks, so that's maybe why it's taking so long. But yeah, let's check if there are any errors. So nothing in here. Nothing. Yeah, and now it's done. Okay, so it took a little bit of time because there are a lot of historical data points, and here you can see it. So the average length is 211 points. Okay, so if I show you on the chart how much is that, it's like 211 points. Okay, so this is pretty big to actually, yeah, but that's what the data indicates. And then the standard deviation is of 240 points, which is also a lot. Okay, but yeah, that's what we get. Basically, this will be skewed, okay, because of, for example, these extra large candlesticks. So what you could do, like if you wanted like a really precise results, you can clean the array before you calculate the average, and you can clean the array in order like to get rid of these candlesticks right here that skew the average length. And yeah, we can do it in a moment. So this is, for example, yeah, the same thing right here. This is like huge candlestick, yeah, but that's part of it. So yeah, let's move on with the coding part, and at the end of the video I will show you how to get rid of these extra values that skew the results. Okay, so this is our first for loop, and right here on the global scope I will create two variables. The first one is mean and the second one is deviation, which is also 0, and here I will basically just assign these values to these variables so I can use them outside of this function as well. Okay, and now I will create a second variable called, I don't know, visualize. Okay, so now I want to create an function that will like visualize or be able to spot the extra large candlesticks, and it will show me those candlesticks on my chart. So that's the purpose of this visualize function. So I need this, I need the for loop, okay, I don't need this. So now what I can do is that I can say if distance is larger than the average that I have already calculated, and let's say plus deviation, okay. So yeah, because it's not a good practice like to only use the average, the deviation is also very important value. So that's why I will be using the deviation here. Okay, and if this is true, then we have found our elephant bar. So elephant bar found, and I can visualize it. So I will create object create 0, let's say, yeah, elephant bar plus x, object arrow up, window 0 time. So now I need to yeah, I don't want to mess this up, and I low symbol period and x as well. Okay, so if I click on this and I run this function after the first one, then what I should receive, okay, so now I think I broke the broke broke the MT5 because there's too much data, and yeah. Okay, let's see what happens. I hope yeah, because as you can see, like looping through all of these, that's something really nasty. Okay, so I will change the code. So like this would be the right right like approach, but in order not to crash our computer, I will close this chart and I will do something like available bars. Let's say that we want maximum of 2000 bars. So available bars lower than 2000. Okay. So if that's the case, if you have if you don't have at least 2000 bars, then I will be using the available bars, but in other case I will change it to maximum of 2000. So by this I will be only looping through the last 2000 candlesticks. Okay, so I will do the same here, and now if I compile this and I put it on my chart, it should run more smoothly. Okay, so so this is it. I have my average length and standard deviation, and here you can see the candlesticks that it spotted. So if I measure the distance, basically each candlestick should be bigger than, like, how much is this, 300, like 400 points, let's say 415 or so. And this is all right. This is 470. Okay, this is all right. So it seems, so this is 450. So this is like our minimum candlestick, and it seems like this works well. So this is perfect. Okay, so by this you can get the large candlestick. And a nice thing about this is that every symbol is different. So basically this approach can be used on any symbol and any time frame, because this is USD-yen, and if I, for example, select Euro USD and I use the same algorithm here, you can see that the average length and standard deviation is very much different than USD-yen. Okay, so basically you can see that on Euro USD you work with smaller candlesticks. So yeah, and this is like how you can get the information about the specific currency pair and even the specific time frame. So this is our 1 hour time frame, and if I change this to 50 minutes, you can see that our value changes as well. Just one thing I forgot right here, what I want to do, to delete all the objects, -1 and -1. Okay, so yeah, this is it. So with this approach you can get a lot of information about the currency pair that you are working with. Yeah, so this is like this is all I wanted to show you. And now also I will show you how to clean the array to get rid of the outliers. Okay, so there's a lot of ways how to do it, but I think the most simple one is to basically select your threshold, so the maximum length, and every candlestick that is higher than that maximum length you want to get rid of. So what I will do here is that I will create another for loop, but in this case I will loop through the length array, and I will check for every size, or for every value in that uh, array, and if that value is an outlier, I will get rid of the value. So I will also copy this here, so I know what's the average and the deviation. And yeah, so basically value is equal to length array at position x, and let's say that our THR, so the threshold, is the average plus the deviation times 3. Okay, so this is like you can select your own multiplier here, but I think the 3 deviations is like a very good practice. And then you can say if value is larger than threshold, what you want to do is to remove. So you will remove that data point from the array. So length array start at position x, and you only want to remove one value. And if I do something like this, I compile it, then I should get different values. Yeah, like there's no way how to like, or yeah, there is a way. I will do something like this in here. So input bool normalize equals false, and I will only do this if normalize. So only if I want to normalize the array. So now I can compare the results. So I will go back here. I will delete all of these. So this is this. So I will open two of the same chart. So you can see these are the same charts. And now I will use this script that I've created. On the first one, I don't want to normalize, so this is without the normalization, and on the second one, I do want to normalize. And you can see that the results are a little bit different. They don't differ that much, but basically what you are able to do is to, if you check the mean or the average, you can see that that doesn't differ that much. So that's a good thing that you want to see. And even a better thing that you can spot here is that the standard deviation, there's a huge change in the standard deviation. And that's something that implies that the normalization of our data was successful. Okay, so this is it. You can use this approach like with these functions on the init function. You can you can get to know your symbol very well just by doing something like this. So before you start with your trading, you can create these functions in order to know or to get a little bit more information about the symbol that you are currently working with. And yeah, this can be hugely profitable in the long run. So this will be all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial.